if we have been following, we are already aware that J.J. Watt will now become a member of the Arizona Cardinals. And for Arizona Cardinals fans, you should be excited. And if you're not, these are going to be these are my reasons why you should be. So if you followed, or if you look back the past couple of seasons, you would see that he missed 2019 with the torn pec, and you would see just 5 sacks in 2020. And you be starting to think that his career as a premier pass rusher is over. He has nothing left in the tank. He's done. But if you just look at it at that surface level, you may be, you may not be excited. But if you look beyond that, there are a lot of reasons to be excited if you're a Cardinals fan. And here are my reasons. Reason number one, J.J. Watt in 2020, although his 5 sacks were a career low for a 16-game stretch for him, he also led the Houston Texans with those 5 sacks. And not only did he lead the Houston Texans with those 5 sacks, according to Next Gen by ESPN, he was the most double-team pass rusher, not in the just the Houston Texans, but in the entire NFL in 2020. So to be the most double-teamed pass rusher and still lead your team with just 5 sacks has a lot more to do with the Houston Texans than it actually does with J.J. Watt. That tells me that if I'm getting the pressure, the most attention by opposing offenses week in, week out, and nobody around me is stepping up to win their matches, it has much more to do with the talent around him. J.J. Watt was doing his part. There's only so much you can do when you're being constantly double teamed on almost every snap. Another reason is you have to look at the motivation factor. You have to look at the motivation factor because maybe J.J. Watt wasn't as motivated to play in Houston as he was in his younger days. And we know this because he went, after the season, he went into the owner and expressed his desire to be released, to look for a new opportunity to get a fresh start. And they mutually agreed to part ways. And it tells me a lot about what's going on in the Houston Texans, because when DeAndre Hopkins was traded, he was much more happier to be in Arizona, to be getting away from whatever may be going on in Houston. And perhaps the biggest news of the NFL offseason right now is not J.J. Watt, but Deshaun Watson, their superstar quarterback. He has expressed his desire to not just only be traded, but he no longer wants to be a part of the Houston Texans organization. The owners hope to repair that relationship, but Deshaun Watson is completely checked out, and he wants no reconciliation. He wants a fresh start. So you have to look at the motivation factor. J.J. Watt is getting his fresh start. He's getting his fresh start with a young team. He's getting his fresh start with a team that ranked 4th in sacks with 48. Now, that's a whopping number. 48 sacks without its top pass rusher in Chandler Jones. They missed Chandler Jones for 11 games in the past season and still amassed 48 sacks. They had Hassan Reddick, who led the team with 12.5, who's pending free agent. And this is my reason for optimism. So, if I'm being optimistic, Arizona Cardinals brings him back, and he proves that contract year wasn't just a fluke season. He comes back and he begins to be that dominant force consistently. So you pair that with the return of a Chandler Jones, like I said, who you had for just 5 games. His 1 sack his single sack out of 48 sacks. It was like he had very little to do with the 48 sacks. You have him returning to his usual self, Hassan Reddick, and now you're bringing on J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt is no longer going to be the one guy you focus on. It's going to be too much to just focus on just one guy. What that means is more possible winning situations for J.J. Watt. I see a real bounce back here for him. Something special is brewing in Arizona. It's a very young team. You have a team that's being led by the former number 1 overall pick in Kyler Murray. Offensively, you have a DeAndre Hopkins. You have a very underrated route runner in a young receiver and Christian Kirk. You have another young receiver in Keyshawn Johnson, who I still believe has a potential. A tight end in Darnell Arnold, who really began to show what he's capable of as a pass catching tight end. It's a lot to be excited about. And like I said, you bring in a J.J. Watt into this mix, I believe he still has a lot left in the tank. And when he does come over and he is playing with this level of talent, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. I believe this is going to be the year that J.J. Watt proves that he's still a dominant pass rusher for us. But let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.